What is up, YouTube? I hope you're having a great today, yesterday, and tomorrow. We've got a brand new fantasy beast to talk about. The Golugore mod for Path of Titans has finally released. This mod was made out of the Ancient Monsters mod team on Discord by a creator named Doc J. Him and his team did what I can only say as one of the most inspiring jobs I have ever seen a mod team do. It is a unique creature created out of their minds with amazing animations, incredible modeling, and overall just a finished touch that looks like they put a ton of love and time into it. As well, if any of you know of a community server that is going to be putting this in the roster, please leave it down below in the comments so everybody that enjoys the video can find their way over to a server where they can enjoy this beast for themselves. Time to talk everything Golugore mod. Let's get cracking. Here we have the Golugore Sub-Species. This is your very first one. You can see just absolutely how cool it looks. This, remember, is a fantasy creature, so there's no real reference, but I would have to say it's kind of dragon, turtle mixed with wyvern. It's very cool regardless. The balanced subspecies is the Statera. Looks really awesome, medium-sized horns. The tail's very prominent. It's really cool. The scale design is so gorgeous. Very well modeled, in my opinion. Then we have the defensive build, the Scutum build. You can see it's just girthier around the chin. It's got a stronger ridge around them shoulders. And those horns, look at how prominent and awesome those horns end up being for the defensive build. And lastly, we have the Celeritas, a much slimmer neck and shoulder region. But the coolest part about this one is the long, really sharp, very pointy horns. I think the speed version looks the coolest in my opinion. I think I'll be running the speed version when I go to play this very soon. Let's talk a little bit about the Golugore's ability list and what it's got to offer. First, we're going to start with the bite. The Golugore are born with the ability to bite hard for its size. We know the bite, we love the bite, but we're on to the next. Next, we have the charged bone break. Golugore is known for their modified teeth design for crushing bones. This ability applies bone break and medium damage. I'm going to guess that it's going to be like a Sarah or maybe even a Dasp bone break, a very effective ability. Then we are on to the front limbs, where we have Stomp as our first ability. Golugore uses its massive paws to crush foes that somehow get under this low stature creature. If any small or medium tier is stupid enough to stand under us, you are going to come down hard on top of them. Then you have a shoulder bash, which applies to both the left and right. So each shoulder is going to be able to bash. You're going to lean over, spear them with your horn, and cause some bleed. It says, using its massive shoulder pad to attack. This attack can leave any foe feeling like they have been impaled, causes bleed while hitting a foe. For best results, remain still. And you're going to be able to have that for both your left and your right shoulder. Now we have metabolisms. First, we're going to start with hyper carnivore. Young Golugore have a ferocious appetite and will eat any meat it can find. So we know the hyper carnivore. We love the hyper carnivore. It's the one you start with. Next, we have scavenger. You can eat meat, fish, carrion, and bones, but your food will drain and your water will drain a lot faster. Lastly, we have gluttony. With a ferocious appetite, Golugore can eat anything it comes across. This includes fish, meat, bones, berries, nuts, mushrooms at the cost of hunger and thirst drain. If I had to guess, I'm going to guess that this ability is going to drain your hunger and your thirst really, really fast. But that changes because it gives you the ability to pretty much eat anything at any time. If you can eat mushrooms, berries, nuts, fish, meat, there's really not a place on the map that you won't be able to eat something that will satisfy the apparently massive hunger that the Golugore is going to have while using gluttony. Then we are on to hides. All you have is the standard hide. You get it when you first spawn. You don't get anything else. And my guess is they just want to make the hide that could kind of represent the model, right? That structured, almost armor-like hide. Now we have legs, where you get a leap strike ability. Golugore launches itself at its prey and foes that happen to be unlucky enough to stride into its path. Now, I'm sure you guys have used leap strikes before, and I think you guys are going to love the leap strike on this because it is surprisingly good at what you're able to do. Onto the tail, where we have Tail Slap. The Galugore's tail might not be the most unique, but can ward off attackers that think they can bite its backside. So your tail attack's not going to be anything super special, although you do have obviously a very cool tail on the Golugore, but this is just going to be mainly able to deter opponents or other people trying to hunt you from the back. It's used to, you know, fend off medium and low tiers that are trying to tail ride in essence. Lastly, we have the voice called Berserk. Golugore, when enraged, will increase its damage and speed, but its armor will weaken. So the speed is going to be a good thing because the Golugore is not quite fast, I would say. It's not super slow either, but it doesn't have a ton of speed. Increasing the damage is great. I think in a 1v1, it's going to be pretty difficult to beat this creature. And lastly, the armor being weakened is an interesting downside to something that's going to make you not quite a glass cannon, but I have a feeling it's obviously going to make you squishier, maybe fall to the bottom range of mid-tier versus being at the higher range of mid-tier. All around, I think the Golugore might have literally the coolest set of attacks of any other creature in the game because it feels creature specific. It feels appropriate in every way. And I love that they used every piece of the model to represent what it could do in combat. Now we're gonna go over a couple of the animations here. First one being the general walking animation. It's got all 4 paws down. You see these giant front arms really carrying the weight while the back ones just keep the balance. And I love that that tail sways back and forth, makes this thing look absolutely monstrous and very cool on the ground. Now we have the running animation, and here you're going to see that these front arms reach out, grab a bunch of the land, and bring it back as it kind of sails them over the ground. They almost have a serpentine look while still feeling like it is genuinely running, but a really cool kind of glidey gallop at the same time. Now you see we've caught ourselves a little critter out of this burrow over here, so I should show you guys the eating animation. Eating animation moves the whole body. It's got a pretty traditional look to it, but it looks really clean on this beast. It obviously leans forward and takes big snacks. I like the eating animation. Everything seems to be extremely clean so far. And once we're done with eating our little critter, you know we got to get some water. So we're going to go show you guys the drinking animation really quick as well. Drinking animation, it's a pretty long lean down. You lean your face right in the water and you just drink until you're full here. I think that is actually one of the smarter ways to have made this creature drink. I think the constant head bobbing drinking would have been a little too much. So overall, really good general animations for this creature, in addition to its overall amazing modeling. So I found a really good spot for you guys because I want to show you every single one of the action wheel emotes or calls here for you guys to experience for this brand new Golugore mod. So let's take a look. We're going to start with the eyeball here, and you're going to notice that it's got a pretty dynamic movement. Look at that. Looks so good. It just adds so much more texture to the character. It's really, really cool. Now we're going to go to the stretch. You put the neck up, you put the leg back, you open them jaws wide. The stretch is very adorable. Next is your shake. And really, it looks more like this creature just woke up from a nap than anything else. I really do like the shake. We have the basic call. This is your chat call. And it's really more of a purr than anything else. Very cool. Next, we will go to the broadcast call. Let's take a listen. The broadcast is big, it's mean, it's powerful, it's so freaking cool on this thing. Next, let's move to the friendly call. Oh, it's really cute. It gives you just kind of like, once again, I think it adds to that almost purring effect that it has. It feels very friendly when it does that. It's soft. Threatening call has to be a banger. Let's take a listen. Yeah, it's great. It's got lion wolf, very bear-like mixture in there. It's super aggressive. It leans forward. I want to see it one more time because it really was cool. I want to see how aggressive the stance is here. Yeah, it's so good. I love the way that it kind of jumps forward, and that gurgly sound really does put a lot of fear in its threatening call. Last call is our help call. Let's take a listen to that, or a for call, but let's listen to the help call and see what it sounds like. Oh, wow. It really does invoke this kind of I need help or injured like call. I'm going to listen to it one more time because I want to see the animation the actual creature goes through. It almost goes through a submissive like bow. I think all around it really fits everything, in my opinion, from model to animations to the way that the calls have been designed is absolutely top tier on this creature. So what does the Golugore look like when it's using its abilities? Well, we are going to show you that right now. And of course, we've got to start with the trusty old bite. So you see the bite here. It's not crazy. It leans forward a little bit, chomps down with its teeth. It's exactly what you would expect from the bite animation. Next, we are going to try the bone break ability. Let's see how this looks from it. You charge it up. Oh, you almost look like a dragon here. And smack it down. 10-second cooldown, so nothing crazy, but I think that's going to be one of your bread and butter attacks. If you're able to get a hold of a creature and bone break them, you're going to be pretty hard to beat. Next, let's try this leap ability. Okay, that certainly was a thing that you can do. Okay, we are back after our scheduled interruption for a quick nap. We are going to show you the leap strike, but this time we're going to do it the opposite direction. So here it is. It's actually got a long distance. You make a hell of a call when you leap on something, and you can see how you would be able to really scare something or take advantage of another predator in the case that they think they're far enough away to not get hit. Well, they are now. Next, we have our stomp attack. Let's go ahead and take a look at how our stomp attack looks. That looks so sick. You jump up, you smash down with both paws. That genuinely looks so freaking awesome. I cannot wait to catch something unsuspecting under these giant front arms. Now we are going to show you the shoulder bash, but we're just going to use the right one because you can't equip the stomp and both shoulder bashes. So I'm going to show you the right shoulder bash right here. You can see there's no lunge to it, which is why it's recommended that you stay still when you do it. You really just stick that horn off to the side. So if you can get a good turn, you can use this to penetrate something, get a good amount of bleed off, and then continue using other attacks. Now we have the tail attack. The tail attack is going to be, I think, pretty traditional. So we'll take a look at it here, but obviously a very cool tail to be attacking with. Oh, but it's so wide. It spreads across almost your entire, from like your back leg to back leg. You cover a lot of ground with this tail attack. And it's also just really clean of an animation. Looks really good. I love that. Lastly, we have our voice buff. Let's go ahead and listen to what it sounds like. I cannot get over how cool the freaking sounds are for this creature, man. But not only that, it lifts its whole body up, it spreads its chest out and puffs itself out to make it look super dominant, pulls those big strong arms back, and then finishes the growl face first right in your opponent's grill. This thing is so freaking cool, and all of the animations, including the attack animations, look absolutely stellar. Let's get right into a segment that I know a lot of you love to cover. And this is going to be, I'm going to tell you right now, one of your absolutely favorite skin fashion show showcases, because the skins for the Golugore are so freaking clean. I mean, even this is the default skin. Normally I would spend no time talking about it, but look at it. It looks so clean. I love the textures. I love the way that the colors find different spots on the body and on the model. Even the default skin looks so dope. Next, we have the honey badger. Your entire shell, your hard hide over the top, this almost armor back plating is colored in a dark tan color. You have a darker underbody. This honey badger just brings out how cool that shell-like structure on the back really stands out on this creature. It is so freaking cool. I love the honey badger. Next, we have desert. You can see it here. The horns have a specific color. It's much brighter than the previous couple skins that we've covered. It's based in green and has like almost a purple, maybe magenta like bottom to it. Either way, it's like three really beautifully bright colors. And I love the way that the horns really pop off the screen due to them being a unique color as well. Desert looks really cool. Not one of my favorites, but I can see people really digging this skin. Now we have one of my absolute favorites. This is called Magma. You see the horns here are extremely prominent because they're based in white. You've got this glowing underbelly around the eyes as well with dark tones that make it feel almost blood covered. This is such an amazing skin. One of the coolest skins I have ever seen, literally in the entire game of Path of Titans. Now we have Marble. If you're looking for more of a unique skin while still feeling like it fits in a earthly realm, this is definitely where I think a lot of you are gonna want to head. It looks like it's been covered in chalk, almost like war paint. This skin looks really rugged, really tough, really badass. I love the look of Marble. Then we have Orsinica. Orsinica is interesting. It looks like charcoal, smoke. It's got a very aggressive undertone, a colored belly. In this case, it's a green belly. Orsinica looks really cool. This is my favorite. Between this and Marble, I still think this one shines above the other. This one is really clean. I love that smoky texture. I am actually a big fan of this skin. Then we have Spring. Everybody's gonna love the pink horns. If you don't love the pink horns on this thing, then you have no idea what fashion is. The fashion on this monster is so freaking cool. Then it's got a purple coating on its shell. It's got these purple almost like arm gloves on it. It looks really freaking badass, especially based in this gray silver color. I think this skin is going to be, you're going to see this one a lot, I think, especially you know, the anime people, including myself. This skin is ooh for sure. Then we have Adder. Now this is where we start to get this kind of dragon texture, right? You can't tell me this doesn't look like something flew right out of the Lord of the Rings mythoverse, right? This thing looks absolutely menacing. We're talking about one of the most menacing skins that you can get for this creature. It looks like it's grounded in reality while still feeling very fantasy, but like there's a planet somewhere in the universe that has this creature on it. A very cool and sleek skin. Now we have Tiger, a brighter skin for the people that like those bright skins. You've got some stripes. You've got some of that yellow tiger coloring. It's got a blue undertone. It reminds me of like a sports team almost. I don't know. It's like a really cool skin. I think you can even put some even more additional cool colors on it to kind of really change up the style. But overall, I think this skin is like pretty okay. I find it somewhere in the mid for me personally. Then we have Grimclaw. This is my personal favorite skin. I've built a variation of this. I love the purple undertones. I love the gold colors you can place as the basing for it. You can probably tell why I like purple and gold. Those are definitely the channel colors. But this skin is so cool. It's got stripes all the way down the plating. The horns are really rich in their coloring. And then you match that with a mask and gloves. This is like superhero 101. This skin looks absolutely phenomenal. #1 best skin for the Golugore. We also would not be doing you a service if we didn't talk about melanistic, which is something we all know, darker tones, really rigid color scheme. And lastly, we've got albino. That does not have a name in the game, but we know what this is. It's albino. You can make a white Golugore if you want, but don't, you know? Regardless, I'm excited to hear from you guys on what your favorite skin is. So leave a comment below and let me know what your favorite new skin is for the brand new Golugore mod. And that is a wrap on everything we have for the Golugore mod in Path of Titans. Reminder, if any of you know of a community server that is going to be adding this to the roster, please leave a link down in the comments below so other players can find their way to a server where they can also enjoy this beast. If you enjoyed the video or you learned anything new, don't forget to hit that like button, as it really does help show the video to more people. A huge shout out to all the brand new channel members and everybody that has been supporting me lately. It has been super awesome and I am very grateful. And last but not least, if you have not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button with notifications on so you never miss another Path of Titans or one of your other favorite games updates, news, and information. I love y'all to death. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.